Well, it's high noon. We can go ahead and get started. Thank you, everybody, for jumping on the webinar with us today. We really appreciate it. My name is Corey Frederick. I am the manager at the Goodlettsville Branch Library, but also one of the co-chairs of the NPL Means Business initiative with Nashville Public Library. And with me today is Bailey.
I'm Bailey.
Yeah.
I'm Bailey Batilla. I'm the adult librarian of the Donaldson branch. And I help out with NPL Means Business as well. Help out with the podcast, which I'm sure we're going to mention in this, in the newsletter that we have. So anything that needs help with it, I'm there for.
Yeah, so we've got a lot of stuff going on, and we plan to mention some, if not most of it. So if you do have questions throughout this webinar at any time, just feel free to put those questions in the chat. We'll take a look and we'll try to answer them on the spot as we go along. So we're going to turn it over, or I'm going to turn it over to Bailey, and we'll just go ahead and get started.
All right. Very cool. All right. Yeah. So like I said, my name's Bailey. I'm the adult librarian of the Donaldson branch. I'm going to be kind of going over Nashville Public Library basics and different things you can do with your card, different things you can do, different services we offer, different things you can check out and all that, how you can get a card. And then later, Corey's going to kind of go over the NPL Means Business side of things. Go ahead and hit the next one, Corey. Thank you. So we have 21 locations, including the main library. The main branch is down right now because I'm sure everyone heard about the parking garage fire. So main's down at the moment, but all our other branches are open and operating as far as I know. 21 locations located all throughout Donaldson. Like I said, I'm at all throughout Davidson County. I'm at Donaldson, which is the newest branch. I like to point out we were created about a year ago, so we're pretty brand spanking new on the market. Hours vary by location. So some of the bigger branches, we have pretty full operating hours. So Monday through Thursday till 8, and then all through the weekend and every day of the week we're open at some point. As you get to the smaller branches, their hours change around a little bit. So make sure you check your nearest location's hours to make sure they're open. But we have pretty good opening hours as far as all the libraries, really, but especially the bigger regional branches. We all have physical materials. You can put physical materials on hold from another library and get them sent to your local library. So just for example, if you're by Donaldson and you have a book in Bellevue, you don't want to drive probably the 45 minutes it takes to Bellevue to get that book. So you can put it on hold and specify that you want it sent to Donaldson, and we will get it and put it on our whole shelf for you, and you can just take the little drive-by to pick that up. We also have interlibrary loan options. So if we don't have a book that you want, whatever that may be, we have a pretty large selection of eBooks and physical books. So we're more than likely to have what you're looking for. But if we don't, you can always do interlibrary loan. And that's where we team up with other library systems. So like Knoxville, Memphis, all those libraries to see if they have the book, and we'll get it from them. So what I'm saying is if you have a book, we can get it for you. Pretty much. That's our website at the bottom. That's kind of where you'll access your account and everything. Go ahead to the next slide, Corey. Yeah, so on our website, like I said, that's where you can access our databases, our catalog, book librarian and services and all that. And I'll kind of dive into that in the next slide, I think is where it kind of discusses a little bit more of applying for a card. So we have a couple of different options for applying for a library card. If you live in Davidson County, that's great. You get the card is free and you get full access to everything. So you get access to our eBooks, our e-audiobooks, our physical items. You get access to it all for free. And you can apply online. On this website right here, it says you can fill out the paperwork before you visit. If you click on that, you can fill out all the paperwork. Go to your closest library, show them your your ID and proof of address. If your proof of address is on your ID, that'll work. If not, bring in a piece of mail, show something on your phone that has your name and address, we'll get you taken care of. You can also have a third-party verification on that. So if you don't want to come in, you can do that. A third party will kind of go through and verify your address, and you'll be good to go from there. And then, so that's for Davidson County. If you live outside of Davidson County, we have a pretty large service area that covers most of Middle Tennessee, the very, very tippy top of Alabama, and the very, very, very south of Kentucky at the moment. So they're a little bit different. Is that next slide talk about the, okay, yeah. They're a little bit different. So you still apply, you still fill out the application form and everything, and you still show us your ID and a proof of address. But after that, you have two options. There's a free option where you don't pay anything, but you only get access to our physical items, our physical books, physical DVDs, stuff like that. You still have, with your library card, you get $10 worth of free printing. So you'll still get access to that. You'll still get access to the computers. Anything physical within the library, you'll get access to with that free out-of-county card. There's another option that's $10 a year, and that gives you a full card. So what's that mean? A full card is you get access to all the physical stuff, to the computers, to everything, but you also get access to our eBooks and our e-audiobooks and our online resources that we have. So most people have heard of Libby. You'll get access to our Libby collection, access to Canopy, which is another one that's pretty popular. That's like Netflix, movie streaming, and all the other online options. So those are the two options you'll have if you live outside of Davidson County. Go ahead to the next one. Okay. Yeah, conditions, we don't have fines or fees. It's pretty hard to spend money at the library, at least with us. You have to try really hard for you to owe something to the library. So if you're late, that's fine. Just bring it back, please. Typical checkout, 21 days. So you get 3 weeks with a book. And then we also have 3 times that it will auto renew. So you don't even have to renew manually anymore. It'll just automatically renew 3 times. So you can have quite a while with it. We will let you know when something is due. So it won't automatically renew if you've exceeded those 3 renewals or if somebody has a hold on the item. So if any of those circumstances are true, we'll send you an email. And then most of the time, if there's no hold on it, you can just bring it back, check it in, and we'll check it back out to you. But again, even if you are late, no late fees or anything like that. You can check out up to 100 items at a time. So you can really go bananas with a full card. There is a limit on DVDs and playaways. I think playaways is maybe 10. I don't know about playaways, but I know DVDs are 10. You have an item. You can check out up to 10 DVDs at a time. And those check out for a week and they'll automatically renew once. You can return to any location. So if you check out a book here in Donaldson, I'm going to keep referencing Donaldson just because that's where I'm at. You can return it to Hermitage if you're in that area. If you're in other side of town and you have your book and you're like, oh man, I need to return this at Bellevue, you can return it at Bellevue and they'll ship it back to us. We're all interconnected here, so we all talk to each other, all the branches, and we all send stuff back and forth. Card, yeah. At the bottom, maximum number of renewals 3 times, items on hold, or if your card is blocked, come on in with that card. We'll take a look and probably get you fixed up. Let's go to the next slide, Corey. Okay, yeah. So you can put books on hold. That's how you get things sent to your library. You can have up to 25 holds at a time, which is quite a bit. So if you go bananas putting things on hold, you can only have 25 items on hold, then it's going to stop you. It'll stay on our hold shelf for about a week. You'll get it on our hold shelf. You have about 7 days to pick it up. After that, we take it down and we send it on to the next person. So normally, if you put something on hold, it takes about 2 business days to get to where it's going, and then 7 days to pick it up. And then what it says on the bottom, approved users. If you have a significant other or a spouse or somebody that you want to pick up your holds, you can fill out an extra form to allow them to pick up your holds for you. And you can ask any front desk at the library and they'll be able to get you that form and everything else. Overdrive hold, that's our Libby. That's our online resources. You're going to get up to 10 holds with those. Let's go to the next slide, Corey. Okay, so accessing your account online. It's pretty easy. So as this picture shows, my account in the top right, it'll ask you for your library card number, which is the number on the back of your card. And then it'll ask you for a PIN. And that PIN is defaulted to the last 4 of your phone number. So if you get a new card and you get prompted with that question on Libby, it'll ask you that, or on all your account. It will prompt you for a PIN. Should be the last 4 of your phone number. And from that account, it will show you all sorts of information about your account. So you have your checked out materials, books you have on hold, and it'll tell you what place you're on the line. If you have any fees, normally the fee would be like that $10 out of county fee, or if you have a book for so long, it'll be noted as lost. When a book is noted as lost, they'll be charged to your account. But if you just return that book, it gets taken off. You can also make purchase suggestions. So again, if you look for a book, we don't have it, you do interlibrary alone, and for some reason no other libraries have it, you can suggest that we purchase a book. You have so many of those a year. I don't know. I don't remember the exact number, but you get quite a few. Excuse me. And from there, you can suggest that National Public Library purchase a book. And we're pretty good about buying it. I think there's some circumstances where we haven't, but if it's out there, we're pretty good about getting it for you. You can also create lists. I have a list that's want to read books. So those are just books that I want to put on there. You can make it public. You can make it private, all that kind of stuff. Go ahead to the next slide, Corey. Yeah, so on our website, you can also access our catalog. So this is where you'll search books, but also there's different searches. There's also a site search and another search that you can use. But this one's for their catalog. This is where you can look up books. If you ever go to one of our libraries and you see a card catalog computer, it is just this website that you have access to at home as well. So you'll type in a book that you're looking for. You can put in a keyword. Our collection's pretty good about having keywords set up pretty well. So if you type in stuff, it's going to prompt you. And then at the top, it's going to have some limiting factors. So you can reduce it down. I think this one's Night Before Christmas. So you can reduce it down to books, to eBooks, audiobooks, music, movies. So if you're looking for a movie that's kind of related to Night Before Christmas, you'll click on movie. And then on the left, you can narrow it down even more. So you clicked on movie, it propped up all the probably Christmas movies, I would say. Then you can prompt it down even more to like adult movies or kid movies and things like that. And then below that, you can see collection where it says what kind, like a movie, fiction, all that. But you also see available at, and that will list all the branches of the library. If you click on available at, and then you see your local branch, again, I'm going to say Donaldson. You can click on Donaldson, and it will show you what you have at your branch locally. So I use that a lot to see what we have here, but you can also look at it to see what is available to you right now at your local library. You can also do a title search, author search, subject search, where you see that in keyword, you can limit it to what you want it to say or change it. But our website's pretty great for searching for everything, really. So if you type in something, you'll be able to, it'll prompt you with a lot of stuff. And if you type in something specific, like a specific book, it'll be pretty good at picking it, bringing it up. It also shows you, if you look at Night Before Christmas, it'll show you, it's kind of small, but it'll show you Bellevue Kids Holiday. So it's at Bellevue, and it tells you exactly where it is or the call number or anything like that. It also has a wait list. So it'll tell you how many copies we have and how many people are on that wait list. So if you want to put it on hold, you can put it on hold, and then I'll tell you how many people are there. All right, go on ahead to the next one, please. All right, so our events. So this is where you'll find our programming for all the libraries. So you click on events right there, and it'll show you the programming that we have going on. All branches have programming, adult, teens, children. If you click on events, you can click on your local library, whichever one is closest to you. And then from there, it will show you what kids programming they have. I think all libraries have a story time or something going on. Adult programming, I know yoga is popular around all our branches. Donaldson has yoga, shameless plug on that. And teen programming. So I'll show you all kinds of different things going on within our programming here at Nashville Public Library. All programming is free, open to the public. You don't even need a library card. You just walk in. Sometimes there's like a little registration you can do. Be on the lookout for that. But for the most part, no registration required. You just walk in and you'll be warmly welcomed. Go to the next one, Corey. Okay, services. Yeah. So we have a lot of services to offer. We have meeting spaces. The bigger branches have study rooms. So the difference between meeting rooms and study rooms, the big meeting rooms are reserved for nonprofits or not-for-profit organizations. So if you're one of those two things, you can request to book the meeting room, which is the bigger space within a library. It'll get approved or denied by the manager or the person who goes through those mediations. But from there, it's just a space that you can use to meet. Now study rooms, those are smaller rooms. You do not have to be a nonprofit or a not-for-profit for that. You can just book a study room, go in there, study, watch a movie on your phone, do whatever you want. Or you can do you can study, you can do all kinds of stuff in those rooms. Those aren't limited to nonprofit or not-for-profits. Those are for everyone to use. I think those you can also make reservations on. I think most libraries have a reservation system for that that you can find online. But under services, and then you'll find study rooms and meeting rooms and all of that kind of things. There's also a book a librarian option. Book a librarian is real cool because that gives you the opportunity to have one-on-one time with a librarian for a multitude of different things. One of the more popular is tech help. So if you need help with your phone, computer, if you need help setting up an email, you can set up a one-on-one tech help with a librarian for probably about an hour, and we'll work with you one-on-one with that. There's also different things that you can do. Job search assistance, we work one-on-one, help you with the resume, help you search for jobs. Some libraries have free notary services that you would access through Book a Librarian. I'm a notary here at Donaldson. So the same thing, you would go on there, click on Book a Librarian, and then go to the notary, and it'll show you all the branches that have notary services. Click on the branch that's closest to you, and then it'll show you the schedule and where you can reserve the time. But those are free as well. There's no cost to our notary services or anything like that. There's also, Corey will probably talk about this more, NPL Means Business. So if you are starting a business, you can book time with a librarian, and they will guide you through the next steps of starting your business, people to get in contact with, all that kind of stuff. Some other services, like I said, you have free printing. So every month you get $10 worth of free printing. It only costs 10 cents to print. So that's for black and white. So that's about 100 black and white pages, and it's 25 cents for color. So however that maths out is, you get that many colored pages as well. Let's see what else. We have community passports. So you can put on, I think right now we just have Country Music Hall of Fame. So you can put a Country Music Hall of Fame pass on hold, and it'll come to you, and you would just be able to get in the Country Music Hall of Fame for free. And you and one other person, I think it's good for two. So a lot of good services that we offer. A lot of different things you can use on the website, on our services page, that can really benefit you personally, but also your business. Go to the next one, Corey. I think. Okay. If anybody has any questions about library services, please put it in the chat, put it in the Q&A. I would love to answer them. Or I think you can unmute your mic too. Yeah, you can unmute your mic. So if anybody has any of those, let me know. Let us know. But I'm going to hand it off to Corey to talk about NPL Means Business and the different business-related things we offer for your small business.
Right. It looks like somebody put something in the chat. Had no idea about a lot of the services. Yeah, there's tons of things that the library offers, and just peruse around that website, especially that services tab. You'll get a good idea of a lot of the links and things we do offer. One thing that people don't really know about is that, and Bailey knows this right offhand, all of our sort of push for sustainability and getting items in people's hands. So Bailey does a repair fair, isn't that right, Bailey?
Yes, yes. One of the programs that I love to offer is a repair fair, which is a basic idea is a gathering of people who know how to fix items and making those people available to people with broken items. So I get a bunch of volunteer fixers in a room, and then people bring lamps that have been fixed. People bring clothing. We have seamstresses that can, sew a hole up. There's one program I'm pretty particularly proud of. We have another one coming up August 30th at the Richland Park branch, 12:30 to 3:30. So feel free to bring a broken lamp, a shirt with a hole in it. Bring if your computer's running slow, bring that too. We have some tech people that are pretty talented. We can't do broken screens, obviously, but if your computer's running slow or you have a question, feel free to bring it in. But yeah,
cool.
Thanks for the plug.
Yeah, and we also do a lot of we have seat exchange that I think that was on that list of services that pops up. So the Nashville Public Library seat exchange, almost every single branch, I want to say it's like 19 out of 20 branches are participating in the seed exchange, and it's where you can actually just go to the library and check out seeds or check out seeds for free, and you just take them home and plant them in your garden, and hopefully you get some vegetables or flowers out of the seeds. So yeah, I'm going to start talking about NPL Means Business. It looks like there was a question in the chat, how do you replace a lost card? So just go to your local branch and walk in. They'll probably ask you for your ID, and they'll look you up. They'll get you a brand new card. So no cost there. All right. So NPL Means Business started about almost 5 years ago now. It's hard to believe. Time flies when you're having fun, but almost 5 years ago, I believe we started our first programming in February of 21. But we started kicking around the idea of NPL Means Business right as the pandemic was happening, actually. We were able to get access to a database that sort of forced our hand and was the catalyst of NPL Means Business, and we just pooled all of our business resources together and then tried to expand on the offerings to people, to small business owners and entrepreneurs out there. So we've been going for a while. Now, what does NPL Means Business do? Well, you can go to our page directly. You can go through that services tab. If you go to the library's website, you'll see NPL Means Business on the right there. So our page directly is just library.nashville.org /NPL-means-business. And so once you go to that page, you will find links to tons of community resources. We try to categorize them based on federal, state, and local help and financial resources, and even academic resources that are here around Nashville, which Athens of the South. So, we've got tons of universities and stuff here in town. But all these resources, like I said, we just tried to combine them all into one place, compile them all into one place for you. You can also find a link to our Book a Librarian service. So Bailey mentioned that a second ago. So you can book a librarian to help with a business question that you may have. We're not business experts, but hopefully we can get you to the right business expert out there that can answer your question for you, or it may be one that we can help with directly too. So you hit that book a librarian little button, and it'll ask you some questions about your business, some general information about your business, and then one of us will get in touch with you about meeting and discussing your issue that you're having. You will also see a curated list of entrepreneur and small business books on that page, and then some featured databases that we have. And I'm going to show you at least one today before we close out the meeting here. But several databases there. And there's even more databases that are available to you that are business focused, but just those featured ones on that page. And then also our podcast. I would be remiss if we didn't mention that. It's something that Bailey and I have been working on for, Bailey, I think it's been over a year since we recorded the first episode. But it's something that we've been working on a while. And that podcast, if you have time to listen to a 15-minute podcast or 15-minute podcast episode, then you've got time to listen to an episode of this. Our target for this podcast is so that you can find out about these community resources, all that they offer, and how it will best help you. And we actually release 2 episodes a month. It's on the second and fourth Thursday of each month. And there are episodes, we shamelessly did an NPL Means Business episode on the very first one. But then after that, we've interviewed people from SBA, we've interviewed people from SCORE, the Tennessee Small Business Development Centers, Corner to Corner, Nashville Business Incubation Center. So, and we're still interviewing people. I've booked several guests here in the past week. So it's an ongoing podcast, and it's all about just community resources that are out there waiting to help business owners and entrepreneurs. Oh, one last thing about the podcast. It is available on YouTube and also on Spotify and Apple Music. So those places where podcasts typically live, you can find it. All right. So databases that are available to you as a library card holder, but even some of these are available to you as just a Tennessee resident. So as a library card holder, you have access to Data Axle Reference Solutions, which used to be Reference USA. That's a database that I'll show you a little bit about today. I always try to plug it because it's a very handy database if you know how to use it. LinkedIn Learning is also available to you as a library card holder. Morningstar, which talks about stocks and all that good stuff. Value Line, I always put those two in the same category. They are very much stock oriented, trade oriented things. USA Trade Online, unfortunately, I don't think you can get access to that one right now since the main library is closed, but typically you can only access that database at the main library. And then Press Reader, which offers magazines and periodicals from all over the world, and then puts them in one location for you. So if there's a business magazine, I think Wall Street Journal is more than likely on there. So if there's a business periodical of some sort, you can look it up on there for the most part. Now, I skipped Gale databases because those Gale databases that are offered, you'll see on the library's website, but you can actually access them through the Tennessee Electronic Library. So as a Tennessee resident, you do not have to have a library card to access those. Those are given to you for free. That's part of the Tennessee State Library's system. And we just have them as a link on our website just so that you know that resource is out there for you. But they have several business-based, business-related databases on their website. I think my last count, it's either 6 or 7 business-related databases that are available through that website as well. All right. So the very first one I want to talk to you about before we jump to the website, and this isn't necessarily a database, but it is an online resource that I want to make sure that everybody knows how to use. eBooks and audiobooks are, you know, for better or for worse, the way of the future still. And tons of people use them. If you have a library card and you live in Davidson County, you automatically have access to this service. If you live outside of the county, it's part of that $10 charge. Okay, so you would end up having to get your library card and pay that $10 so that you could get digital access to Libby. But the majority of our ebooks and the audiobooks and even magazines are available through Libby. There is another app that we do use for ebooks, and it's called Hoopla, and they do have some business materials there. However, the majority of our online materials are through the Libby website or Libby app. And like I said, I'll show you more about that here in just a few minutes. And then Data Axle, it's the one I mentioned to you that I always try to mention, is that you have to have, again, you have to have that digital access. So residents of Davidson County, you've already got it. Anybody outside of Davidson County, it would require the $10 charge. But it was formerly known as Reference USA, and then it's data on, and these are older statistics, so it's even grown since this, but 97 million businesses and 285 million consumers. So you can actually do this, use this database to do research on competition, number one, and then also your target audience for your business. So. All right, so questions on any of that stuff before we jump into the website itself? See one in the Q&A, it says, can we not use a religious reference? I'm not sure what that's in regards to. So
in the chat, hello, this is Alicia.
Hi.
The assistant in the chat, they ask if the recording is going to be available. You are recording, sir?
Let's see. Yes.
I think we are. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We are recording.
Yes, ma'am.
We do send the deck and a feedback form for all of you that attended, just to know how we can get better and what topics you're needing. So please keep an eye out for that, and all of you that can, fill it out.
All right. Anything else before we jump in? Okay, so I am going to, Bailey, did you want to show some basics on the website first?
Yeah, I can. Let me share. Let me get the website pulled up. All right, tell me if we can see it all.
Yes.
All right. Well, maybe if we get loaded in here. There we go. Huh? So while it's loading, I can kind of put out some basics. So right here on this ribbon, this is where we were talking about where you can find the events and the services, ways to support the library. This is going to kind of be your hub of where you want to get directed to within the library itself. And this is, do you guys see 3 search menus right now?
Yes.
Or do you just see okay. I think we're taking a second to load up in here. I wonder if we try something else.
I can share mine if you like me to.
Yeah, you might. Let's try that since I think something's going on Donaldson's end.
There we are.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So like I was saying, this is our website. So in the top right, that's where you can get a card. That's where you can look at your account and everything. And then this ribbon right here is where you will see the books, where you can search for books, events. This will show our calendar, education resources. That's where you'll get our databases and things like that. Blogs and podcasts. That's where you'll find Nashville. That's where you'll find business as usual. Our podcast is in there. But this is the main hub of where you'll find everything. So if you're looking for notary services, you'll go to services. Will you click on that cord so we can show them where book a library? Oh, it's right there. The first thing under services and amenities is book a library. So you'll click on that, and it will take you.
It is running slow.
Okay, so maybe not just on my end. Maybe it's a website thing. Book a librarian right there. So you'll click on that, and that'll take you to notaries. That'll take you to tech help. That'll take you to everything you might need to. You might have a question on. Yeah. Job search, tech help, proctoring. We do offer proctoring right now. I think we're kind of revamping our proctoring services, so I think it might be down at the moment. But the hope is to bring back proctoring if you're in school or anything like that and you need a test proctor. We do offer that service normally. We also have a passport program. That's only at the Southeast branch. And I think there's some things you'll have to look into before you try that. So definitely look into the rules and documents and everything you'll need. And I think it's appointment based as well. So I would definitely research that before going to Southeast. But that is also a service that we offer, or Southeast offers at least. And then that's the NPL Means Business one. That one is if you need business help, we'll get you to the right people. And then let's go to blogs and podcasts. We can show where our podcast is. We have quite a few podcasts on a lot of different things, and I think all of them are pretty interesting. There's some for kids. There's some, these are the blogs and everything. I know they just did a D&D campaign and recorded that you can watch. This right here is our podcast. So this, we're talking with Angela Crane Jones with the Nashville Business Incubation Center. And she just tells us all about the things that they offer, ways that they can help you in a chewable 15 minutes. It's very digestible, very easy, very quick, lets you know everything you need to know. And then also gives them, they drop their contact information too, so you can reach out. And that's the highlights. Corey, did you want to add anything else to this website search?
Yeah. So one thing I was going to show you real quick is catalog, because I'm going to use that as a vehicle to get us to Libby. So if you are looking for materials, if you're looking for books, then all you have to do is just click in this little catalog search box, and that box appears on every page of the website that you can go to. So even on the home page. So if we're going to use that catalog search box, and I'm going to type in just business and hit enter. And theoretically, all right, if everything loads the way it should, anything with business in the title or as a keyword, could be a subject, could be even in the description of the item, is going to pop up. Okay, so you will see tons of items here. So it looks like 14,500, almost 600 audiobooks, almost 25,000 ebooks, 8,100 physical books. There's music, there's movies, which may be great, but we're not really looking for music, maybe movies, but we're not really looking for that stuff right now. So we're going to use the filters here to narrow things down for us. And so I'm going to click this collection. So if there was a particular type of item you're looking for, you can find it here. And if it was something the newest of new, you could click on that. If you want nonfiction, which more than likely we are, we're going to click on that. So hit apply. Okay, so this is going to narrow everything down to the more of the business books, the how-tos, and maybe some business leadership books and things like that here in our system. So first option is Business Boutique, a woman's guide for making money doing what she loves. And then this is what Bailey was telling you about. So it lists every single location where you can find this book. So Goodlettsville's got a copy of it. I can walk out to the shelf and look for this number, and it should be sitting there. And that's a big should, because sometimes books grow legs. I don't know if you know that, but sometimes they do end up going missing. And so you know, if you are looking for a particular book, before you drive across town, just call us and we can make sure that the book is here and we can go ahead and pull it and hold it for you. So, but if you want a physical copy, you can go to those locations, or you can place it on hold and send it to where you go to the library regularly. If you want an ebook version, so this book itself, it says borrow with Libby. There's a Kindle version. So this is typically the ebook is the EPUB version. It's more of a generic file type that's usable by pretty much anything. You can use it Android, iPhone, you know, all that good stuff. And then there's e-audiobook, and it's also through Libby. Kindle, as you can imagine, is your Kindle device. It's through Amazon. You have to use the Kindle app if you have a different device in order to use it. So it's a little bit more of a hurdle there to add, but if that's what you use, that's what you use. So I'm going to go ahead and click borrow with Libby. All right, and it'll automatically ask me for my library card number if you haven't already logged in. So I'll do that real quick. Right, and it should. I'm going to go to checked out titles, Libby and Overdrive. Bailey, our system may be down today because typically this is where you would go to your checked out titles and be able to see everything checked out. So it seems like it's working to an extent, but it is something may be crashing. That's a you know, technology is good when it works, guys. I'm sorry about that. But typically you can access that book through your checked out titles after you've logged in. You can click on this little person here and click on checked out titles, and it will take you to this screen. And typically is still the word. This screen will have sort of the cover of every item that you have checked out. So that book we just checked out, the Women's Boutique book, would show up there with eBooks and the audiobooks. You can actually look at those through your browser. So if you've got a laptop or desktop computer like what I'm using that you use at home, then you can actually browse or listen to that item just straight through this website. You don't have to do anything else. If you have a phone or iPad or tablet of some sort, then you typically want to download the Libby app. And whenever I posted that about the app in the PowerPoint presentation, I put Libby by Overdrive. Okay, that is typically how you see the app listed. Well, sometimes it works. There we go. That's typically how you see the app listed in your app stores. So just look for that, and then also look for this little icon. So you'll see the little girl with her head in the book. Usually just, you don't see her eyes, just pretty much the top of the head reading the book. But just look for that icon, and it's available in your Apple and regular Google Play stores. All right. Any questions about that stuff? I went over that pretty quick, but let me see if it will let me access it through. So once you log into Libby, if you go through their website, you type in your library card number and your PIN, you can click on this little book and book icon, and it shows you the things that are checked out. So I've got Business Boutique, and then I've got Sword of Destiny that I'm listening to right now. You can read straight in this browser by clicking that, and that loads the entire book for you. Let me move a little bar around here. So you can click and it will flip the pages for you, or you can just grab and drag the pages around. Either way works. This gives you the single page or double page opening. You can increase the font. If you're searching for something in particular, you can use the magnifying glass and do that. If you click at the bottom, it gives you your options for jumping to different pages and chapters and all that good stuff. All right. Any questions on that stuff before we jump over to the other database? Okay, one more thing before we leave. If you do check out an audiobook, it's similar features. It'll just have the picture of the book here. You know, have your regular fast forward and rewind and play, you know, sort of buttons down here at the bottom. And that's the same if you're using the app. It will look pretty much the same as that too. And you can actually increase the speed of it reading. So if you're trying to hurry up and get through a book, you can read it, listen to it at 1.25 or 1.5 times speed. You can try 2 times speed, but sometimes your ears and your brain they don't compute that fast. So just be aware. But that is an option out there for you as well. You can jump to chapters with audiobooks and all that good stuff. These items check out typically for you can check them out for up to 3 weeks at a time. And whenever you check them out, it will ask you how long you want to check it out. If you don't have your default set up already to say 3 weeks, 21 days, then it will default to 14 days. Okay, so just make sure if this is your first time using Libby, that you just take a little extra time whenever you're checking something out and make sure to read that, because you will have that option if you haven't set it up as default already. To set it as default, it's right here in the settings, and you can change it after you log in. Make sure to click on settings, and then you can set your default limit periods to whatever you want it to be. Okay. One last thing, if you are looking for magazines on business magazines, they are available in Libby, and you can access those through the Libby app as well on your device. So I'm just going to click on see all magazine collections. There's popular, there's just added, cooking and food, home and garden, health and fitness, fashion, news and politics, hobbies and crafts, celebrity, technology, load more, cars, motorcycles, family and planning, let's see, architecture, boating, business and finance. We finally got there, guys. So business and finance there after a while of scrolling, and you can hit see all, and these items check out just like it would a regular book. Okay, so you just borrow those like everything else. So if you find something here that you want to look through in a magazine, just check it out. Okay. And all of that comes, all of those items, no matter what format, comes with that $10 non-resident fee if you do end up having to pay that $10 fee. There's no extra charge for any of this stuff. Okay, so I'm going to jump back to the library's website real quick. Okay, and I am going to show you where the databases live and a few of the things there. So under education and research, I'm just going to click that tab and it should just populate all kinds of good stuff. You will see featured learning resources. There's LinkedIn Learning that I mentioned earlier, and it does have courses and videos that can train you on, there's some on business marketing, there's some on financing, there's a host of different things that you can click there and learn. If you want to learn how to write code for a computer in, I don't know, Python, you can go there and take entire courses and watch that and learn that skill. So all kinds of cool stuff there. If we do view by subject, and I'm going to click on business, and it should automatically take me to all the business databases that we have. So the ones that I mentioned to you that you don't necessarily need a library card to access are the Tennessee Electronic Library. So if you look in the little descriptions here and you see TEL, those are the ones, okay? So you don't have to have a library card to access this. Just click on those. And it will, redirect you to the Tennessee Electronic Library website and to this particular database. Okay. Now, if you don't see TEL on the little description, then those are ones that you do have to pay your $10, or if you live in Davidson County, it's free. But you do have to have digital access with the library's library card. Okay. So Data Axle, LinkedIn Learning, Morningstar, Press Reader, USA Trade Online, and then Value Line. Okay, so all of those you would have to have that extra access. All right, I'm going to click on Data Axle real quick just to show you one type of search, or two quick areas here, because we are running out of time. If you are looking for to do some research on your competitors, the U.S. businesses search is the best way to go. You can click search. Like most search engines, or most databases, you can do a quick search. So if there's a type of business you're looking for, or one that you know in particular, then this is the easiest way to go about it. If you need to do some deeper dive, some deeper digging, the advanced search is the best way to go. You can, if it's a type of business that you're looking for and not necessarily a business in particular, like the name of the business, then you could do keyword, the NAICS codes for those businesses. So if you are a coffee shop, okay, and I'm going to search NAICS codes. Let's do that. Coffee. So there are NAICS codes for everything that has coffee in the industry codes. Okay, so we'll do coffee and tea, and we will just go with that. Okay, so that one's selected, and we could do, if we hit view results right now, it's going to show me everything in the United States that has a NAICS code of coffee and tea. However, if we wanted to narrow it down further, we can do this geography and then do city and state. And since we are in Nashville, let's hit, scroll down to Tennessee here. Nashville, Tennessee. Okay. All right. Let me get rid of that one because that was just going to search the entire state. So Nashville, Tennessee. So once you clicked on Tennessee, it populates all that good stuff too. All right. So I'm going to hit view results. And this should be many of the coffee and tea NAICS code businesses here in Nashville, Tennessee. And you can find all kinds of information here. There's information on how long they've been in business, how many employees they have, the general estimates of their annual income. phone numbers for them, hours of operation, all kinds of stuff here. Okay. One last thing with Data Axle, and if you go back to the homepage of Data Axle, you can go down to consumers and lifestyles and hit search. So if you're looking for someone in particular, you can type their name here and it'll pop up. Always do myself because, you know, why not? And so Corey Frederick, that's my name. I hit view all results. It shows me Corey Frederick's in all kinds of variations of the first name especially, but you can look down and see if there's Corey Frederick in Tennessee. Keep scrolling over. There I am, guys. So there I am. Now, one last thing with this part is that you can go through and see estimated household income, sort of lifestyle interest that I have, children's shop. I've got 2 kids, men's and women's apparel, you know, married with 2 kids, catalog shopper. This is sort of barren compared to what it has, the information it has on a lot of people. Okay. So there's more information about me. So if I jump back, how is this helpful for you? So if I'm going to go to consumer lifestyles one more time, and then I'll open it up for questions. If I go to advanced search like I did with the businesses, I can actually use that consumer, the lifestyle interest is what it's called. Let me find it real quick. There it is right there. All right, so I can use that lifestyle interest and find something specific that may be my business. Okay, so if I have a business that focuses on pet supplies, but dog supplies in particular, and then I want to see in Nashville again. So let's do that. All right, so I've got Nashville, Tennessee, and the lifestyles for, you know, lifestyle interests for dogs. I can hit view results. Now, this isn't going to show you everybody who has an interest in dogs or who may have a dog, but it will show you a lot of people who has, you know, it has been seen that they do have an interest in dogs. Okay, so what can you do with that? Well, you could market to people. Don't stalk people. I know I'm being recorded on this. You hear it here first. Do not stalk people. But you can use that information to sort of target where you locate your business. Say, you can go over to a heat map here. You can make a heat map. And if there is a particular interest, lifestyle interest that seems to be hotter in other areas of the city, then you might want to put a brick and mortar in that area. So if I'm looking at this map, I'm thinking I'm probably not going to put one here where it's white. I'm going to choose one of these deep red areas to put a brick and mortar. Okay, so there's several different ways you can use that information. All right, I'm going to stop right there and see if we do have any questions. We've got 2 minutes for questions.
Hi.
Hey there.
I would like, do you do just Zoom meetings in seminars or is there in person?
But you said zone meetings?
Do y'all only meet on Zoom or
Oh,
is it also in person as well?
like just as one-on-one help sort of thing?
Right.
Yeah, you can meet with us. However, I know you can meet with me at Goodlettsville anytime you want to come up here. I'm here most days. We just we'll get it booked and we can do that, or you can call, or we could do a Zoom or WebEx, either way.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anyone else before we sign off? Okay, I'm going to add one last thing, I'm going to add my email address in the chat box. If anybody needs to get in touch with me, has more questions about any of the stuff that we covered, just feel free to reach out to me. Just shoot me an email. I'll try to get to your email as fast as I can. And if you'd like to set up an appointment to talk more about one of these features that we talked about today, just feel free to reach out to either Bailey or myself.
Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks to SCORE for embracing and facilitating this kind of a partnership. This is unbelievable. Fantastic. Great stuff. Thanks for doing it.
Thank you all. Thank you all for joining us. And
Thank you.
Alicia, anything else before we jump off?
No, that's okay. I wrote in the chat that you will be receiving the email with the feedback form and the deck. And thank you for being here today and learning from the amazing staff at the library.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you all.
See you next time.
Bye.